Welcome to Mastering Social Media Management. I know I have so many playlists, but it's to help you navigate my channel and find what it is that you're looking for. Hi there, if you're new here, my name is Bolaji. I am all about mentoring the next generation of social media managers and teaching everyone who cares to listen how to use social media the right way. What we're talking about today is onboarding clients. If you don't know how to onboard clients, don't worry. By the end of this video, you would have all the templates you need and you would know how to onboard new clients as a freelance social media manager. So let's just jump right into it. The first stage of onboarding is the discovery call. Now, what is a discovery call? A discovery call is the perfect avenue to talk to your social media or your potential social media management clients and find out how you can help them with your services. A discovery call should not be more than 1 hour. It should be between 30 minutes to 1 hour, and it can be free or paid. For a lot of people, they don't want to charge for discovery call, but I do charge for discovery calls because I've had instances where people booked spaces in my calendar and did not show up for discovery calls. If you pay for something, you're definitely going to show up for it. If you notice that a lot of people are looking to hop on calls with you and they don't show up, just put a price tag on it. Also, you need to structure your discovery calls in a way that people don't ask you all their lifelong questions. Trust me, I've hopped on calls where a lot of people will want to ask you heaven and earth, want to ask you to quench the fire in hell. I have been there. That's why you need to have a discovery call template. I have created a discovery call template that shows you how to start when it comes to approaching the conversation with your client, what kind of questions to ask your client, and also how to close the call. If you want to grab just the template, I am going to link a direct link to the template in the description below. But if you want to grab the entire onboarding process template, keep watching. It's also going to be linked in the description below, but I'm going to be explaining more as we proceed. There are two outcomes from hopping on a discovery call. The first outcome is the client is ready to proceed. The next thing to do once a client is ready to proceed after a discovery call is to send them either your social media management proposal or your pricing portfolio. The next outcome after a discovery call, if a client is not ready to proceed, is they need to make up their mind or they need more convincing. Now, what do you do when they need more convincing? You need to ask them what their budget is. Trust me, any client that needs more convincing is either budget-wise or they need to see more results of things that you've done. You need to ask them what their budget is, and once they've told you their budget, you're going to send them two documents. The first document you're going to send them is either going to be your pricing portfolio or your social media management proposal. Your pricing portfolio or your social media management proposal talks about your services mainly and how much you charge. When you ask your clients that is trying to make up their mind if they want to work with you, what their budget is, you create a proposal fit to their needs. You've hopped on a call, and I always tell people, try as much as possible to record your discovery calls. You've hopped on a call with this client. Make sure you create 3 different packages that actually fit their needs. And if you don't know how to price your services, I'm going to link in the description below a video on how you can calculate your pricing as a new social media manager. Once you've done that, because they need more convincing, you should link your portfolio or send them a document or a link or a website to your portfolio, because this will show them that, okay, you've worked with other clients, you have a proven track record, and this should be able to convince them that they can proceed with you as their social media manager. The next thing after sending your proposal or your pricing portfolio is to send your client welcome packet. Once a client has seen your pricing portfolio or your proposal, they are ready to work with you. You have to send them your welcome packet. Now, a lot of social media managers be like, oh, I don't know what my welcome packet is. Not to worry, I've also created a template of the welcome packet. Now, as I'm talking about this template, some of you might want some templates, you might not want the other ones. I am going to link direct links to this separate template, but if you want the entire template back, I'm also going to link that. I will tell you that you will save more money if you buy the entire template back. When you send your welcome package to your clients, you send it to them after they've agreed to your prices. In your social media management proposal or your pricing portfolio. What does your welcome packet include? It includes your project timeline, your contract, your invoice, your questionnaire, resources, tools that you use for both planning and communication, and also your business hours to set your boundaries. The welcome packet I created outlines your boundaries, the tools you use, how you work, and every single thing they need to know. And then you can attach your contract and your invoice. You can create an invoice using Canva. It's very easy to create, but I created 2 separate contract templates that you can use. If you want the short templates, I created that for you. If you want the long template that has more pages and covers way more ground, I have that also. The next one is the client strategy. After your contract is signed, your client questionnaire has been filled. Now let me talk a little bit about the client questionnaire. Most clients might not want to fill your questionnaire, and it's not about them. What I would say is you can have a call where you ask them questions on the questionnaires and you fill it yourself. The client questionnaire is not for your clients, it's for you. It's for you to best understand how well to work with them. You can just create your client questionnaire on Google Form. There are different forms you can use. You can use Airtable form, you can use Notion form. There are so many forms that exist. You can create your questionnaire there. And if your client is someone that doesn't have time, they're really busy, you can ask them for a kickoff call, because you need to ask them some questions, and then ask them the questions, and you can record the call. And when you're done, you can now fill the blank spaces in your questionnaire. It just helps you keep track of what the needs and the requirements of working with these clients are. The next stage of your onboarding process after your welcome packet is your client strategy. After your contract is signed, the questionnaire is ready, it's been filled, payment has been made, contracts have been signed. The next thing you want to do is in-depth research strategy for your clients based on their business. You need to gather a lot of info. That's why I'll tell you, don't rush the onboarding process. You need to gather a lot of information about your clients, about their competitors. This is where the work actually starts. The other ones are things that you can automate with Dubsado. Once the client payment is made, there are apps, there are tools that can help you automate those other processes. But this one, when it comes to your client strategy, you need to sit down and do the work. You need to book a kickoff call after you've created this strategy to discuss all the strategies that you've created with your client. If you don't know how to create a strategy, I probably will make a video about that. So make sure to watch out, turn on my notification bell so that you don't miss out when I drop the best videos for you. Your client strategy is next. And if you want the template, it's also linked in the description below. The next thing after the client strategy, I did not create this template, but it's something you can create, is your client dashboard. You don't want to be looking for the password to your client's account or password to something. So you need to create a client dashboard. And there are so many project management tools that you can use. For me, I use Xtiles. A lot of people use Notion. I really find Xtiles pretty easy to use. And thank God, Xtiles have been listening to us, because I'm trying not to add so many subscriptions to my expenses as a social media manager, and Xtiles has released more pages. After you create the strategies, you need to create a client dashboard. And what should be in your client dashboard? Things like their brand assets, the content plan, and this is where you always put in the content calendar, the content bank for your clients. Make sure to check the project management tool that you feel comfortable using. The next thing you need to do after creating your client dashboard is content planning, content gathering, and content editing. Once your client dashboard has been created, it is time for you to now plan the content that you have gathered. If you've gathered inspirational content, you've gathered ideas from their competitors, you've captured everything, it's time for you to now create and plan that content. After your content planning, you need to gather all the necessary content from your clients. All the necessary content from your client that you need to gather includes photos, videos, text, logos, raw footage, video footage, or any useful assets that you're going to need that will make your life easier when it comes to creating content for your client. You have to set a specific date so that you have time for editing. So make sure the clients are aware of the timelines that you've set for yourself. Now, you now schedule a day or two to edit and design this content. If you're like creating graphics for the client, or if you're working with an editor, you don't have to be the one doing everything. You can outsource the editing, the creating, the designing, blah, blah, blah. You can outsource that. You can pay someone to do that for you. Or if you're like someone that has a team, you can do that also. You can outsource it to the people there so that you don't have to do it yourself. Let your client know the editing days that you prefer so you can meet up with them. And along with the content editing, you need to also like write captions and hashtag research. That's why I said don't rush the onboarding process. This content planning, gathering and editing can take you like 2 weeks, and that's for one client. Make sure not to rush the onboarding process. The next thing you want to do after you've done that is the approval. You need to send it to your clients so they can approve. There are tools where you and your clients can collaborate, and I'm going to talk about that more in tools that I recommend for social media managers, or tools I use as a social media manager. The next thing you want to do after your clients have approved your content is to schedule and post. Scheduling and posting content comes easier when you're using tools. There are so many tools that exist, but the ones I will recommend for you, this is not a paid ad, is Metrical, because it's really amazing. I've tried so many apps, I've tried so many tools, but Metrical still stands on top. Metrical, Planoly, I've used Planoly a whole lot, but there was a time they were down. I've even made a video in partnership with Planoly. There was a time they were down. It was terrible. Yeah, Metrical, Planoly, and Facebook Business Suite. Meta Business Suite or Facebook Business Studio, anything. Meta Business Studio, anything. Why? It's free. Save yourself so much money and stress. Last but not the least, when it comes to your onboarding process, at the end of every month, make sure to create an analytics report for your clients. Clients want to see what it is that they're spending money on. Detailed analytics report. Don't just take screenshots. Screenshots will save your time, but put in more effort when it comes to like creating an analytics report. Let them know what's been working, what's not been working, what would you recommend that we can do or the clients can do going forward when it comes to like creating their content. And it's just for the good of both you and the client. If you're able to like advise your client well, they will be able to create content that when you post and when you edit or when you design, it will give them the results that they are looking for, and then your social media efforts is reflected back in the engagement, in the engagement of that content. And that comes to the end of a very simple onboarding process as a freelance or in-house social media manager. But this is more likely to work for freelance social media managers, because a lot of in-house social media managers would not be the ones onboarding clients. It will be more of creating content and editing, gathering, creating, and then at the end of every month submitting analytics reports. If you want any of these templates alone, standalone templates, I'm going to link them in the description one by one. But if you want the entire template pack, I'm going to also link it. Everything is paid for. I don't have any free templates for you guys right now because I took my time to create these templates, and they're pretty explanatory, and you should be paying me for it. Make sure to check it out. And just because you are buying from YouTube, I'm going to attach a YouTube discount code that only works for everybody that watches on YouTube. So check the description and look at the discount code attached to that particular kit. I'm not going to delete the discount code, and it's going to be valid for as many uses as possible depending on how many people use this toolkit. I'm not going to be removing it anytime soon. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful and it helps you onboard clients seamlessly and flawlessly. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.